Hello, everyone, and welcome in to North Medford High School for a Tuesday afternoon matchup. Great day for baseball. Skies have parted. Today we have the South Eugene Axemen making the trip down I-5 to come take on the North Medford Black Tornado. We'll go through the starting lineups first for the visiting team, South Eugene. Batting first, the center fielder, Gino Humphrey. Batting second, the first baseman, Jonah Alexander. Batting third, the pitcher, Burke Sherman. Batting fourth, the catcher, Mike Grilly. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Liam Donlin. Batting number 6, the second baseman, number 10, Bowie Grams. Batting in the 7 hole will be left fielder Eli Bishko. Batting number 8 will be the third baseman, Zane Brown. And batting number 9, your right fielder, Bryce Roberts. We'll take a short intermission for the national anthem and get back to the North Medford starting lineup here in a moment. Great playing there of our country's national anthem. Now your starting lineup for the home team, the North Medford Black Tornado. Batting number 1, it'll be the shortstop, Benny Morgan. Batting number 2, center fielder, Braden Poff. Number 3 will be the catcher, number 14, Brady Patterson. Batting in the cleanup spot will be the first baseman, Quincy Ballard. On the mound for North Medford today will be Cade Pedersen, batting number 5 in the lineup. In the 6 hole will be the third baseman, Reese Thompson. Batting number 7, left fielder, Colston Staller. The DH for North Medford today, number 3, Merrick Jonasson. Batting in the 9 spot will be Kyson Sheed. And out in right field, Connor Roush. Starting lineups ready to go, and we are just a few moments away from the first pitch. We'll take a short intermission. We'll step away and get back to the beginning of today's ball game in just a few short moments.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you, former athletes,
parents, and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail,
a positive attitude, and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
no ref, no game. Play ball.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has.
We are ready to rock and roll here from North Medford High School. Leading things off for South Eugene, it'll be center fielder Gino Humphrey. South Eugene still looking for their first win of the season. As for North, looking to catch some fire heading down the home stretch of conference play. First pitch fouled off behind home plate. Looking at the North Medford schedule, coming off of a 7-6 win at home against Sheldon. They'll face South Eugene 2 more times this week with a doubleheader on Saturday. Last time we saw Pedersen on the mound was in a winning effort against Grants Pass. North Medford won that game 12-2 against the Cavemen at home just a few short weeks ago. The 1-1 on the way, swung on and missed. 1-2 count now for Humphrey. Pitch just a little bit up out of the zone. Pedersen, in that winning effort against Grants Pass, also was able to get on base with his bat. One of the more well-rounded athletes on this North Medford squad. That pitch swung on and missed for the first out of the game. Humphrey will take a seat for the first out. It'll be Jonah Alexander up to the plate for South Eugene now. North Medford in their home reds. South Eugene in the road, black and purple, as that ball is hit hard out to the gap. And Jonah Alexander will be the first man on base for South Eugene. Pedersen just left that pitch hanging in the zone a little bit. Alexander able to take advantage and rip that one out to right field. That'll bring up the pitcher for South Eugene, Burke Sherman, batting in the 3 spot today for the Axemen. South Eugene led by head skipper Brian Deringer, as that ball's low and in the dirt for ball 1. One on, one out for Cade Pedersen on the mound for North Medford. He'll check over to first base, nothing going there. Second pitch low out of the zone for ball 2. Sherman finds himself up in the count early here, up 2-0. Pedersen delivers for strike 1. Able to catch the bottom half of the zone there as he looks to work his way back in this at-bat. Alexander on first, 1 out for South Eugene. That ball swung on and missed by Sherman. Count now even at 2. Ball hit up the shortstop. And that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play for North Medford. They're able to clear the bases and get their second out, or excuse me, their first 2 outs of the inning. Or excuse me, that is the 3rd out of the inning. We will head to the bottom of the first here after a short break. North Medford able to avoid an early hit from South Eugene and walk away from the top of the first unscathed. We'll head to break and head back here in a second. Don't go anywhere. You're watching North Medford Baseball on Table Rock Sports.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcoming you guys back to North Medford High School. Still scoreless here in the bottom of 1. In the first at-bat for the Axemen, it was Jonah Alexander finding his way on base. However, it was Burke Sherman, the pitcher for South Eugene, hitting into a double play that ended things in the top of the first inning. Now it will be Sherman on the bump. Tall figure there on the mound for South Eugene, looking to get some momentum going for the Axemen. As for North Medford, a team that is not afraid to score runs. You look at some of their games down the stretch, a 10-run win against against Mountainside, a 12-run win against Grants Pass. We were here just a few weeks ago for that game, a 10-3 win again over the Cavemen just a few days later, and recently against Sheldon, winning that contest 7-6. For the North Medford lineup, leading things off will be The shortstop, Benny Morgan, wearing number 1 and leading off for North Medford, as we're just a few short moments away here from the bottom of the first. As for the weather, dark clouds off towards the mountains, clear skies right now on top of the field for the most part. Rain has been on and off throughout the day, so hoping for some good weather here down the rest of the way. But of course we are in the Rogue Valley, so you never know what you're going to get. It'll be Benny Morgan leading things off for us here in the bottom of the first as he looks to get things going for the Black Tornado offense. Morgan playing shortstop in today's contest. That's Sherman's first pitch of the day, a little high outside the zone. It's a slow windup for Sherman. Things can get a little awkward when that happens as a batter, so keep an eye on how these North Medford hitters adjust to the mechanics of Sherman. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's in there for strike 1. The 1-1 on the way. Up out of the zone again for ball 2. North Medford base coach telling his hitter, Morgan, to just stay disciplined at the mound, or excuse me, at the plate. Don't swing at anything outside the zone. We'll see how Morgan adjusts as he hits that one and is skied out of play down the first base line. It'll be 2-2. Morgan from the stretch. Ball 3 and the count is now full. Here comes a 3-2 from Sherman, skied out to left field. That ball will be hauled in by Eli Bishko there to make the play, and it's 1 out down for South Eugene. Now up for North Medford, Braden Poff, the center fielder. Trying to be the first man to get on base today for North Medford. Poff shows bunt, pulls back for ball 1. The 1-0 from Sherman. In there for strike 1. The 1-1 here coming from Sherman. Poff at the plate. Good eye from Poff to lay off that one on the outside edge of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out as the winds here start to pick up. Sherman delivers just a bit inside and up. It'll be 3-1 in favor of Braden Poff as he faces a hitter's count. The 3-1 swung on and fouled off. Count now full for Braden Poff. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, we've seen this North Medford offense really be explosive at times throughout the season. If they're able to get a guy on base or in scoring position, they tend to capitalize off those opportunities. Big chance here for Braden Poff to get the party started. 3-2 swung on down the third base line. South Eugene able to make quick work of it there. It was Zane Brown getting things over to Jonah Alexander for South Eugene, and that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of 1. And that'll bring up Brady Patterson, the southpaw for North Medford. Nobody on and 2 outs for Patterson, who we've seen have a hot bat throughout this season. Looks to keep his strong season going here against the Axemen. First pitch doesn't even get to the plate. That'll be ball 1. As the clouds start to roll in and get a little darker, we'll see if we can get through this game before any bad weather really gets in the way. And after a brief pause in play, we'll get back to it. 1-0 count for Brady Patterson, hitting in the 3 spot today for North. Going against Burke Sherman on the mound for South Eugene. Second pitch hit high out to center field. And there to make the play is Gino Humphreys. That'll do it after a scoreless first inning. 0-0 here from North Medford. We'll take a short break and get things ready to go here from the top of the second.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you, former athletes,
Parents and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail.
a positive attitude, and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Welcome you back here for the top of the second. Getting things started for us will be Mike Grilly, the catcher for South Eugene, looking to get the party started here at the top of 2. Pitch on the way for a strike. Both pitchers with impressive first showings. This ball's hit right back at Pedersen. Should be able to make the play, and he'll get it to first with plenty of time. There's one away here in the top of the second. That will bring up Liam Donlin, the shortstop for the Axemen today. Clouds, like I mentioned, starting to roll in, starting to look a little dark there in the background of the stadium. As that bunt attempt will go foul. Looked like it tried to stay fair there in the grass for a second. Donlin unable to keep that one in play. Does appear to be raining out towards the mountains. Hopefully that weather holds off. It is supposed to rain here in the forecast within the next hour or so, so we'll see how things play out throughout the later stages of the game. 0-1 pitch just outside for an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pedersen delivers just up out of the zone. 2-1 count. Ball hit down the third baseline, unable to make the play. And Donlin will get on base for the second consecutive inning. South Eugene able to get a runner on. This time it's Liam Donlin, as that'll be an E5. Reese Thompson unable to come up with the ground ball there. We've seen it a couple times here with North Medford's field because it goes from grass to dirt on the infield. As soon as that ball hits the dirt, it tends to pop up on some of the infielders. They've struggled to make some plays here in the games that we've seen. That'll bring up Bowie Grams with 1 out and a runner on first. Pitch in there for strike 1 from Pedersen. Pedersen delivers strike 2. And quickly Grams falls behind in an 0-2 count. Pedersen looked like something was going on with his foot there. Not quite sure, and he'll get back to business on the bump. That pitch swung on and fouled back behind us as Grams continues to stay alive here and fight in an 0-2 count. Donlin on first. South Eugene with a chance to make some noise here in the second inning. The 0-2 just a bit outside. Pedersen trying to get Grams to chase. Grams, good job not chasing anything outside the zone. Count now falls to 1-2. That pitch swung on and will get through, as Donlin will advance to second, and Bowie Grams with the base knock. South Eugene now with the runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Eli Bishko, the left fielder, with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. As Cade Pedersen and company trying to get a ground ball here, trying to work a double play to get out of this inning unscathed. But we will get a visit to the mound here for North Medford in their 12-2 win over Grants Pass. They did fall behind early in that contest. GP able to get out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning of that game. However, North just able to overpower them with a couple big innings and some errors from Grants Pass. So they're not a stranger to falling behind here early in games. Obviously not something you want to do as a team, but North has no problem being able to battle from behind. As we get ready to return to action, it'll be Eli Bishko at the mound, or excuse me, at the plate, rather, with the runner on first and second. Donlin on second, Grams at first. Cade Pedersen gets back to work. That ball is hit short, choppy down the third base line. Fired over the first for the second out of the inning. Runners do advance, of course. It'll now be 2 runners in scoring position for Zane Brown, the third baseman making his first appearance at the plate. Pedersen delivers for ball 1. For South Eugene, a team that struggled to get in the win column this year, big opportunity to see some momentum early in the game. The 1-0 fouled back by Brown. It'll be an even count. Ball 2 up out of the zone. Good bat discipline from Brown to not swing at anything. 2-1 in the dirt. It's now a 3-1 count here for Zane Brown. 2 runners in scoring position as some noise getting made from the South Eugene dugout. That one's popped up high in the air. And that'll be brought in by Benny Morgan, the shortstop, able to make the play. As North Medford and Cade Pedersen get out of the jam, we'll take a short break as we get ready to get set for the bottom of the second inning.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access, you bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home.
We're ready to go here at the bottom of the second. It'll be Quincy Ballard, the first baseman for North, getting things started off here. As Sherman delivers for a ball. Still no hits allowed by Sherman here, obviously early in the contest, but a strong first inning. That'll be a ball 2. Quincy Ballard batting in the cleanup spot for North. Leading things off for us here in the second. 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. As Sherman looks to work his way back into this count. The 2-1 on the way. That ball's hit hard down the first base line, getting close to foul territory, and it'll drop as Ballard heads for 2, and he's in. Leadoff double for Quincy Ballard. And the leadoff man is on for North. Tough to see right exactly where that ball was going to go. The dugout is in the way of our vision here from the top of the grandstand at North Medford High School. Obviously, that ball is able to drop in fair play. And Ballard is in for a double. That'll bring up Cade Pedersen, the pitcher for North Medford, with a chance for an RBI with a runner in scoring position. As Ballard will be the first base runner North has had so far today. Quick visit to the mound for South Eugene. It'll be Bryce Roberts and Burke Sherman talking things over. As a man on second and no outs here for North Medford. Great opportunity to get the bats going for the Black Tornado. Pedersen at the plate making his first appearance of the day. That'll be ball 1. Sherman taking his time between pitches. Strikeout here would obviously go a long way for South Eugene. Don't want to advance that runner to third. That ball's hit down the first base line. First baseman able to make the play at first and nothing else there. As Cade Pedersen's able to advance Ballard to third base, it'll be one man away. And a man on third for Reese Thompson. Batting in the 6th spot for North Medford. The third baseman looking to put the first run of the game on the board. And a great chance for North to jump out to a 1-0 lead. The delivery from Sherman. Swung on and fouled. 4 strike ones. We start to see these North Medford bats come alive a little bit here in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 from Sherman on the way. And that's outside for ball 1. Reese Thompson getting instructions from his third base coach. Don't chase anything outside, he says, as Thompson tries to bring in Ballard from third. And that pitch is in there for strike 2. As Thompson now falls behind in the count 1-2. 1 out, runner on third. Burke, Sherman, and company looking for a strikeout. That ball is hit up the middle. Ballard will score from third, and that ball is fumbled by the shortstop. As Thompson is able to advance on the air, and Ballard comes in from third, making it 1-0 North with a man on first. Colston Stoller now up to bat for North as South Eugene gives up their first run of the game. That'll be an E6 for South Eugene. As Colston Stoller looks to keep the momentum going. As the temperature drops and the clouds roll in, things starting to get a little sketchy here at the ball field. Runner goes. And he is in. Reese Thompson making some work around the bases as he gets into scoring position. No balls, 1 strike to Colston Stoller. As Sherman continues to battle here through the bottom of the second. He'll deliver. That ball swung on foul. Stoller falls behind in the count, 0-2. 1 on, 1 out, runner on second. North Medford leads it 1-0. Here comes the 0-2 from Sherman. Checks the runner. He'll throw. Throw not in time, as Thompson's able to get back to second. Stoller getting instructed to move up in the box. Obviously got to protect the plate here with 2 strikes. And he's swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll be 2 away for South Eugene. And what is a big-time strikeout as they're able to avoid some damage from Colston Stoller. That'll bring up Merrick Jonathan, the DH today for the Black Tornado. He'll face Burke Sherman with a runner in scoring position. As Reese Thompson was able to steal, he'll steal third, and he's going to find himself in a pickle. Thompson goes down to third, getting chased down, and he's safe. Reese Thompson able to make some magic on his feet, gets out of the pickle alive. And it'll now be a runner on third for North Medford. The dugout for the Black Tornado calling for a balk on Sherman. And now we'll have a meeting between the umpires. Heads up play on the feet. Obviously Thompson trying to get to third. Sherman turns around and caught him red-handed. However, Thompson able to work his way out of the pickle and get to third base. As for your regularly scheduled weather update, was pretty hot here before the first pitch. Now starting to get the dark clouds have arrived here at North Medford High School. And I am no meteorologist, but I can almost guarantee you some rain here in the next 30 minutes. The umpires will continue to meet on the mound. Couldn't tell you what or why they're meeting. I would assume to discuss the balk, or rather the lack thereof, from Burke Sherman. They will rule Reese Thompson safe at third base. They'll give Sherman an explanation of why, and we'll get back to business here as we have the DH Merrick Jonathan at the plate, Thompson at third. 2 outs for North Medford as they look to add their second run of the day. Thompson getting his lead at third. Here comes the 0-0 pitch in there for ball one. Pitch was up and in on Jonathan. The count moves to 1-0. 2 outs, runner on third. Here comes Burke Sherman. That pitch is high for ball two. North Medford being aggressive both with the bats and their base running here, as Thompson has worked his way from first to third solely on stolen bases. North getting their first run in the bottom of the second as well. That pitch swung on and fouled. Count moves to 2-1. There's Cade Pedersen, the pitcher, with the hit to bring in Quincy Ballard. Pedersen was thrown out at first base, yet still able to bring in a run. So that pitch is out of the zone. The count moves to 3-1 here for Merrick Jonathan with a chance to do some damage. You know you're probably going to get a strike here from Sherman. Would anticipate Jonathan to look for his pitch here with the count being at 3-1. Pitch is on the way. And Jonathan will take. Count now full. Pivotal moment here early on in the contest. 2 outs, full count. Runner on third. And North leads it 1-0. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Burke Sherman able to get out of the jam as South Eugene survives the bottom of the second with only 1 run allowed. We'll step away here for a brief moment, but don't go anywhere. You're watching North Medford Baseball on Table Rock Sports.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome you back here to top of the third inning from North Medford. Winds are picking up, and so are the bats for the Black Tornado. North Medford able to get on the board and strike first in the bottom of the second with a sacrifice from their pitcher, Cade Pedersen. Quincy Ballard scored from third. South Eugene was able to get out of the jam. They had a runner on third, North Medford did, with 2 outs, but it was Burke Sherman able to work his way out of the jam and get away with as little damage as possible. as Pedersen's able to sit down the first batter of the inning. And that'll be back to the top of the lineup for South Eugene, making his second appearance at the plate today, center fielder Gino Humphrey. One out, nobody on here for Humphrey. As Pedersen delivers, Humphrey shows bunt, unable to make contact. As that ball flies by him for strike one. Temperature has dropped rampantly here over the last 45 minutes. Second pitch swung on and missed. Humphrey now falls behind 0-2. Pedersen starting to find his groove here in the top of the 3. He was able to retire Bryce Roberts rather quickly. Now looking to do the same here with Humphrey as Humphrey makes contact down the third base line. That ball will be foul. Humphrey just a little late on that pitch, unable to put the barrel to the ball. He'll take his time getting back to home plate. Humphrey still behind 0-2, 1 out. Pedersen continues to deal for North. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on, looking for the call. He went. Strike 3 called. And it'll be 2 quick outs here via the arm of Cade Pedersen, doing some damage here in the third. So that'll bring up Jonah Alexander, the first baseman, able to get on in the first with a single. It was the first hit of the day for South Eugene. As he makes contact once again, that ball's in play. Going to be a tough throw over the head of Ballard. Or no, Ballard came down with the ball but had to leave his feet. And Alexander is able to get on base for his second hit of the day. Jonah Alexander making some plays happen with the bat. That was going to be a tough play either way. It was a choppy, slow hit down the third base line towards Reese Thompson. Thompson fired it over to the first baseman, Quincy Ballard. However, ball was just a bit high. Ballard having to leave his feet. And that allows Alexander to get on base once again. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch swung on and missed by Burke Sherman. Pitcher on pitcher battle here in the top of 3. Second pitch swung on and missed. Pedersen bringing the heat on the second pitch of the at-bat as Sherman now falls behind 0-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a cold strike 3. Cade Pedersen with an impressive showing in the top of 3 as he retires 3 batters, all with strikeouts. South Eugene leaves a man on first, and we'll step aside here as we get ready for the bottom of the third.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome you back here to North Medford High School. In the bottom of the third, it was the Cade Pedersen show here just a moment ago. Pedersen faced 4 batters, gave up a hit, but was able to retire 3 batters, all via strikeout. It'll now be Burke Sherman, who was the last man to strike out in the top of the third, back on the mound here for the bottom of the third inning. For North Medford, it'll be number 5, Kyson Scheid. Playing at second base today, batting in the 9 spot for North. He'll lead things off here in the bottom of 3. First pitch of the inning from Sherman. In for a ball. Sherman appearing to show some frustration after his previous strikeout in the third. Looks to see if he can get some momentum back on the mound. That pitch in there for a strike. Count now even at 1. Sherman prepares to deliver 1-1 count. Shows bunt from Scheid. Fouled back behind the catcher. As Kyson Scheid falls behind 1-2. Sherman prepares to deliver the 1-2 to Scheid. Ball swung on and fouled. As Scheid stays alive here in the batter's box. Scheid moves up in the box as instructed by his third base coach. The 1-2 from Sherman. Sherman tried to get him to chase on that pitch low and outside. Scheid showing some discipline at the plate. Count now moves to 2-2. North Medford continues to lead at 1-0. I mentioned earlier they've had some explosiveness at the plate as of late. That has not been the case so far. We'll get time from the umps. Looks like someone might have hit play coming there from the audio booth by the North Medford dugout. Brief pause in play, and we're back to it. 2-2 to Scheid. That pitch way low and out of the zone. Sheed's able to work it back to a full count. Scheid, the first appearance at the plate here in the bottom of the third inning, as he looks to get things off to a hot start for North Medford. The payoff pitch swung on at the second baseman. And he is out. Scheid tried to make a slide. The diving effort falls up short, as it is Bowie Graham's able to make the play over there at second base. And Scheid will get retired for the first out of the inning here in the third. And it's back to the top of the lineup for North. Benny Morgan making his second plate appearance of the day. And it looks like that is going to do it for Burke Sherman on the mound, as he was able to retire his first batter faced here in the third in Kyson Scheid. That's some movement around, all over the field, really, for South Eugene. It appears that Sherman will move into the outfield. Coming in now for South Eugene pitching, it'll be Jordan Moreno. There'll continue to be Mike Grilly behind the plate, the catcher for the Axemen. And as Moreno gets warmed up, we'll take a brief step away as things get chilly here and the rain rolls in to the bottom of the third inning.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We welcome you back to North Medford High after a pitching change for South Eugene. Burke Sherman looks to be out in right field. This is now Jordan Moreno on the bump for South Eugene. He will face the leadoff man for North Medford, Benny Morgan. 1 out already in the inning as Moreno delivers for a ball. As Moreno looks to find his groove, he'll face the top of the North Medford lineup. Moreno, a little bit of a sidearm delivery. Unable to find the zone yet again. Count moves to 2-0. Moreno, the 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3. Benny Morgan able to work the count in his favor. Morgan yet to see a strike from Moreno so far in the at-bat. With the speed that North Medford's shown on the bases today, their aggressiveness in stealing, the last thing you want to do, put a man on base as Moreno finds the zone for strike one. Three-one count. The pitch is on the way. Swung on down the third baseline, hit hard but foul. As Moreno's able to battle back to a 3-2 count. He'll look to retire his first batter of the day. The payoff pitch on the way, fouled off once again as Morgan continues to battle. This game started with sunny skies, and now it is cloudy and starting to get a little wet as Morgan advances on balls. And Morgan will make his way to first base. That'll bring up Braden Poff for North Medford with a runner on first and 1 out. Moreno checks back on Morgan, nothing there. First pitch on the way to Poff. He'll show bunt and pull back. Morgan will go. And Benny Morgan able to slide in safe to second base. As North Medford continues to be aggressive on the bases. For those just tuning in, North Medford leads it 1-0 after a run in the bottom of the second. As for South Eugene, unable to put up any runs on the boards so far. A strong defensive showing from both teams. Moreno delivers just inside for ball 1. It'll be a 1-1 count for Braden Poff. Runner in scoring position. Benny Morgan standing on second base. That pitch finds the outside part of the zone for strike 2. As Poff now falls behind in the count 1-2. One on, one away. Braden Moreno trying to get out of the jam for South Eugene. That pitch swung on towards left field. That ball's going to get down, and here comes Benny Morgan. He will advance to third. They'll give him the stop sign there. And runners on the corners for North. Braden Poff able to find a soft spot out in shallow left field. And he'll get on base once again. And that'll bring up another catcher on pitcher lineup. It'll be Brady Patterson at the plate for his second appearance of the day. With runners on first and third. Great chance for North Medford to add some runs to their lead. There's one out for Moreno. Patterson shows bunt. Wild pitch behind the catcher. Morgan will score easily. Poff is going to go to 3. He'll get there. Braden Poff in at third base. A run scores for North on the wild pitch. Patterson showed bunt, pulled back. The ball is able to escape behind the catcher. Mike Grilly unable to come up with the ball there. And Benny Morgan advances from third. And it's 2-0 now. North with one out. And Patterson at the plate. The 2-0 pitch from Moreno. That ball swung on and fouled. Out of play. As Brady Patterson continues to battle here, the southpaw, facing off against Braden Moreno, who came in to the game with nobody on for North and one out. Since then, he has allowed one run and another runner in scoring position as we speak. As the count moves to 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. Just a little bit outside there for ball 3 as the count moves to full. As Moreno and Patterson continue to duel. Three-two on the way. Swung on and hit hard down the first baseline, out of play. Brady Patterson showing some good fight here at the plate. Able to foul a couple balls off. Stay off pitches outside the zone. Poff continues to remain at third. 3-2 on the way inside. Almost hit Patterson. And that'll be ball 4. So it's runners back to the corners for North Medford with only one out. South Eugene finds themselves with their backs against the wall here in the bottom of 3.
Now batting the first baseman, Quincy Ballard.
That'll bring up Quincy Ballard, who's able to get on in his first at-bat of the game. As he has an RBI opportunity here once again. Ballard will show bunt, pull back. Grilly throws down the third baseline, nothing there. As Patterson's able to get the second, they'll let him go. It is now 2 runners in scoring position for North Medford. As we face some dark skies here in the Rogue Valley. It's an 0-1 pitch for Ballard. Outside the zone for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 men in scoring position for the Black Tornado. Quincy Ballard at the plate, his second appearance of the day, with a golden RBI opportunity. Ballard lays off the pitch for ball 2. For those just tuning in, I'm Carter Stedman. By my side, cameraman Kyle Clements, out here in the cold weather. It's getting windy. It is getting a bit gnarly here at North Medford High. It was t-shirts and shorts when we first pulled up. That has quickly turned in to hoodies and pants weather. As Ballard fouls that one off. Count now at 2-2. It'll be a meeting between the pitcher and the catcher, Grilly and Moreno, talking things over once again. Grilly has been pretty consistent with communicating with his pitchers today, whether it was Moreno or earlier Burke Sherman on the mound. Sherman gave up 1 run in his showing today. He is now out in right field, as Moreno finds himself in trouble. And that'll be ball 3. Count full, as we have officially got a raindrop here at the baseball field. We will see how much longer we'll stick it out. Nevertheless, here comes the 3-2. That'll be ball 4. Quincy Ballard able to advance to first base on balls, and the bases are now juiced. As Cade Pedersen will advance to the plate, we'll have a meeting on the mound, and we'll take a short break here as we look to fight Mother Nature. I'm Carter Stedman. You're watching North Medford Baseball on Table Rock Sports.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
We welcome you back to action here from North Medford. The Black Tornado lead at 2-0, as they got potential to add on some runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a pitcher-on-pitcher battle here. Jordan Moreno at the plate. Cade Pedersen up to bat. Pedersen throwing a shutout so far through 3. As the weather makes a turn for the worst. Starting to get wet and rainy here in the Rogue Valley. Pedersen, the 0-1 on the way. That ball is inside for ball 1. This is just kind of what you get here in Oregon in the spring. Sunny at 3 o'clock, rainy at 4:30. That's just the way it goes. As we see a little bit of panic out of my cameraman, Kyle Clements, as that ball's hit hard in the gap. Center fielder going after it. And he falls. Unable to make the catch. Chaos on the bases. And another run is going to score. 2 runs score for North, runners on first and second. after the big-time knock from Cade Pedersen. That ball was blasted out into center field. It was Geno Humphrey, had the ball in his mitt and just found a hole and fell out. As the ball dropped, 2 runners were able to score. As I believe it was Poff and Patterson. It is now Quincy Ballard on second, Pedersen on first. That brings up Reese Thompson. 2 on and 1 out. And the moment we've all been waiting for here in the stands, the second tarp has been rolled out. We're going to cover our equipment here and try and stay as warm as possible. As it has gotten pretty frigid. That's ball blasted out in the center field. It's going to drop. They're going to send Ballard across the bases, and he's going to get in. Make that 5-0 Black Tornado. As Reese Thompson able to get the bat on the ball. And bring in another run. It is now 5-0 North Medford here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Colson Stoller. He'll take for strike 1. Stoller at the plate, runners in scoring position. Still only 1 out. As that ball's low and out of the zone for ball 1. Pedersen on second, Thompson on first. As the bats have come alive here for North in the bottom of 3. For those of you watching, we do have a tarp over the computer, so the reaction time from calling the game to updating the score bug is a little delayed as that ball's hit through the gap. That run is going to score for North, and the barrage continues as Colson Stoller keeps the party going. Cade Pedersen will score from second. Reese Thompson will move to second, and Colson Stoller finds himself on first base with an RBI single. The lead now moves to 6-0. Still only 1 out for Jordan Moreno, who has struggled here in the third. Pitch on the way and out of the zone for ball 1. It'll bring up Merrick Jonathan, the DH, making his second appearance of the game. And if this weather continues the way it is, it might be his last appearance of the game. The 1-0 pitch from Moreno on the way. Low for ball 2. As Moreno falls back 2-0. Reese Thompson on second. Colston Stoller on first. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. As Moreno tries to find his groove on the bump. The 2-1 to Jonathan on the way. That ball swung on out to center field once again. Humphrey able to make the play. Tried to get the runner at second, unable to do so, but nevertheless, it is 2 outs now for South Eugene. As Merrick Jonathan will head back to the dugout. Ball was well hit out to center field. We've seen a few balls hit out in the way of Humphrey here in this inning. That'll bring up Kyson Scheid. I was pronouncing it Sheed earlier. I apologize to all friends and family of Kyson Scheid. He makes his second appearance of the day. Runners on first and second. 2 outs and 2 on. Scheid shows another wild pitch, and the runners advance. The catcher can't find the ball. Here he comes around third. The runner's going to score. As Reese Thompson works his way around the bases. Stoller will advance to third, and the rain has officially begun here. It is 7-0 North. Runner on third, and I am freezing. Pitch on the way. Too shy, outside for ball 2. As I mentioned, I apologize to all our viewers for the delayed updates on the score bug with the count. My fingers are numb, and our computer is under a tent, or excuse me, under a towel, I guess you could say. So my apologies for that, as that ball is in there for strike 1. It's a 2-1 count to Kyson Scheid, as we are nearing the stages of torrential downpour. At this point, a rain delay seems inevitable. Runner on third. That pitch belted out to right field. It's going to get down for an RBI single. And the lead moves to 8 for North Medford as Stoller comes in from third, and Kyson Scheid able to bring in another run for North. And we are back to the top of the lineup for North Medford, as Benny Morgan looks to add to the barrage here in the third inning. At this moment, I'd like to thank my cameraman, Kyle Clements, for holding it down out here in the weather as the runner goes. And Scheid is in there for a stolen base. As I was saying, my cameraman, Kyle Clements, out here in the elements battling. Kyle, also the host of Tee It Up Southern Oregon. If you haven't listened already, please tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. and 1300 AM and 107.9, or 1300 FM, 107.9 AM on the A Sports Radio, as that strike is in there for strike 1. Jordan Moreno, it's been a struggle so far today for the young man on the mound. Came in the third. The contest was at 1-0 in favor of North Medford. As Moreno continues to battle out of the inning, that one's hit the left field, and that one is pelted out there. Scheid will score from second, and here comes Benny Morgan. They're going to hold him up at third. Should have let him go. Had an opportunity for an infield, or an inside the park home run. But they will hold Benny Morgan at third base. That ball all the way to the warning track. As it is now 9-0 in favor of the Black Tornado, as Braden Poff makes his return to the plate. For our viewers, I do apologize. We are trying to keep our camera dry and as warm as possible. And because of that, you can see a couple fingers of my cameraman, Kyle, in the way. Pitch from Moreno. Outside for a ball. And couldn't imagine Kyle's fingers being too warm right now as he battles the elements. And for our listeners right now, this will be our last inning of the game. Before we head out, we have reached torrential downpour territory. And with the game going the way it has, 9-0 North Medford, we are running the risk of our equipment being damaged, so we're going to get out of here a bit early. We apologize for the weather and cutting our stream short, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Pitch is in there for a ball. It is now 3-1 for Braden Poff. Benny Morgan on third after the triple from the leadoff man. That pitch is in for ball 4, and that is going to do it for our stream, guys. We want to thank you for listening to Table Rock Sports. Unfortunately, just unable to put up with the elements here. I'm Carter Stedman. Alongside me, Kyle Clements. We thank you guys for listening, and that's going to do it for today's broadcast.